Imagine you had the confidence and the skills to approach any hot girl you see in any setting. No longer will you be relegated to online dating or hoping that your mom hooks you up with her friend's daughter. You could use your powers to hook up with hundreds of women if you wanted, or you could just use it to sift through all the low quality women, hopefully finding your dream partner. But it's completely up to you when you have the ability to do so. And of course, the NPC segment of our population, they look down on learning game. They think it's for like sexual deviance. They think you're just learning manipulation. And these people are completely ignorant. The journey of becoming good at game will obviously get you laid, but the character transformation that you'll experience, it extends far beyond romance. Cold approach is basically the crucible that turns boys into men. If we rewind the clock 100 years or so, men were built completely differently. Just take a look at this ad. I think it was in a British newspaper in like 1907. It says men wanted for hazardous journey. Small wages, bitter cold, long months of complete darkness, constant danger, safe return is doubtful, honor and recognition in case of success. This is an ad that recruited men for a famous Arctic expedition where they were trying to travel to the South Pole, and hundreds of men responded to this ad. This was the level of risk that they were comfortable with just for a little bit of recognition and honor. Nowadays, we have men that are too afraid to approach girls and take the risk at no threat of any physical harm. Honestly, when you live in a time where tits are on demand on your phone, you can talk to girls remotely, it's not a surprise that most men are in their comfort zone and they don't have the courage to talk to girls. In this modern world, as a man, you need to make a conscious effort almost to avoid all of these different comfort traps. The journey of cold approach, it teaches you how to see these risks as opportunities and how to manage your emotions through that initial anxiety so that you can get to the reward. The next thing that gets weeded out in this process is your insufficiency as a man. If you did a poll and asked a bunch of guys if they were good with women, 90% of guys would say yes. But the funny thing is that 90% of these guys who said yes are indeed not good with women, and they never approach women. The reason that guys can harbor these delusional ideas is because they've never really faced reality. It's kind of like how most guys say they can fight but have no technique. Going out and talking to girls, it holds up a mirror to yourself. You're able to see if you're actually confident, if you actually have skills with women. And doing this over a long period, it forces you to holistically level up your character. Just imagine you were like a 300-pound obese guy, but you made the decision, you know what, I'm gonna get good at cold approach. I'm gonna cold approach girls regularly for 6 months. You know, you start going out approaching girls and immediately you're just hit with rejection after rejection. Sometimes you even feel that these girls kind of pity you and you kind of get this deep sense that you're just really unattractive. But you've already committed to approaching girls for 6 months. You know that if you keep approaching girls at your current physique, you're just gonna keep getting rejected, but girls aren't even really gonna give you any attention. So this is gonna motivate you to get in the gym and start looking good. But you're never gonna get that motivation or the dose of reality if you never go out and talk to girls and see that they really find you unattractive. The same with your self-esteem. If you're acting like this people-pleasing nice guy, you're just gonna have to take actions that raise your self-esteem to get results. But the good thing is that the act of approaching in itself, the journey that you take, it's gonna elevate your self-esteem just throughout doing that process. Another huge thing that holds men back in modern times is social anxiety. I used to have paranoid social anxiety to the point where I would go to class in college and I would almost have a panic attack. I would go to Walmart and my heart would just start beating fast from thinking people are looking at me, right? This was due to a bunch of different factors, but I decided I was gonna address my social anxiety head on with a type of cold approaching. I got a job for a door-to-door sales company and I did that for 4 months. After 4 months of knocking on 50 to 100 doors per day for like 6 days per week, I had overcome my social anxiety and I was actually really good at sales to the point where I was a sales manager and I was the #1 rep in my company. Getting this social experience is so huge because you're just gonna be so much more socially calibrated in all different environments, whether it's a job interview, parties, making friends, all these different situations. And don't even be surprised if you start cold approaching for a few months and then you decide to start a business. because doing this, it gives you the foundational sales skills that will allow you to just make money by doing sales, selling whatever you want. And if you are on the cold approach grind, click the link in the description and join my free men's community. I'm going to be doing live Q&As soon, and I also just have a group of guys in there who are also learning game together.